Am I the asshole for rejecting a gift my dad's girlfriend made me? Hey, I want a perspective on this issue that I have had the other day. I honestly understand why my dad is mad at me, but I just don't want to put up with this anymore, and some members of the family are siding with them. My dad's girlfriend is a person who is kind of difficult to be with. She is usually very entitled and she describes herself as honest when she is just mean. And she usually body shames us. To some context, she was a very fat girl who suffered bullying about her weight. This made her change her lifestyle to an extremely healthy one. She goes 6 days a week to the gym and barely eats. She has gone to a ton of nutrition professionals and comes back super mad because apparently, they told her that she needs to eat more protein, vegetables, whatever. Plus, she kinda hates the fact that she doesn't have a waist like a Kardashian, like she has a super unrealistic beauty standard. Of course, she has lost a ton of weight and she is a very beautiful woman, even before her weight loss journey. Sadly, her personality changed a lot. She hates people that are fat or that don't work out or that are comfortable with having a little fat on their bodies. I say hate because she literally hates it, thinks that all fat people are miserable in their lives and that people that don't go to the gym are unhappy with themselves. To be clear, I am not an athletic person. I do not work out and I don't feel the need to burn every calorie that I eat, so I am not precisely thin, more like a medium girl. And every time I come here she is in my room telling me, "You should have thinner arms, so you are more attractive. You should consider a breast reduction and have some fat removed from the butt. Just saying, I love your waist but is purely because of the fat you have in there. If you lost it you would be a square," and a lot more. This Saturday I turn 19, and my dad and she came to give me my present early. She got me a dress that was extremely tiny, like an XS, when I am visibly an L, and she proceeds to tell me, "Happy early birthday. I bought it one size smaller so you can motivate yourself into losing some weight, so no need to have cake today or Saturday, haha. And no exchange is possible so you can have more motivation." I just smiled and thanked her but told her I didn't want it. I felt very pressured by her and I didn't think she came to me in a friendly type of way. I am happy with my body and I don't care if I am fat or thin in her eyes. She was shocked and went to their car to wait for my dad. He later called me and told me that I was very ungrateful and that she just was trying to help. I told him that she wasn't, she just can't stand people that are not like her. I want to clarify that I don't hate her at all, but she needs to stop body shaming people. It is not normal to be this obsessed with other people's weight and I am sorry to be comfortable with having a tummy or wider legs, but that doesn't bother her existence so she has to leave me alone. Am I the asshole? Edit. Well, I didn't expect the attention this is getting lol. But to clarify some things. Thanks to all the people telling me that I should work out and eat less. Thank you for your concern about my weight and my existence. If you want more information, I am a female 5 feet 7 inches tall and weight 149 pounds. If you are smart enough, search what IMC is and you will see that I am at healthy weight. No, I do not live with them. I go there some days a weeks. My mom is siding with me at all cost and being super supportive. Don't bring her into this or question where she is because this is not her fault. Not the asshole. But wow, the girlfriend sure is. I was impressed that she made a point to tell you that the dress couldn't be exchanged. Well, I guess the girlfriend has a new dress. Her comments about not eating cake is body shaming. Too bad that your father doesn't understand that. Not the asshole. Here, I got you a reminder, I think you're fat. Ruin your birthday. Not the asshole. Just. Wow. Have you told your father the sort of things she's been telling you? I'm not an expert, but this sounds like emotionally abusive behavior on her part. There is nothing wrong with not being a stick. It's one thing to encourage someone to exercise for their health, but to nitpick at every little thing and to give you a dress that's so much smaller? Oof. It would have been one thing if it was a dress you have fallen in love with and it was the last one or something. But damn, girl. She sounds like she became exactly what she hated as a kid. Not the asshole. She gave you a present that didn't fit in order to motivate you to lose weight. This wasn't a kind gift as you noted, it was a shaming, passive, aggressive sort of gift. I'm glad you didn't just say, "Thank you," and put it in the Goodwill box. Your stepmother needs some boundaries when it comes to discussing your appearance and your father needs to stop supporting her in this regard. She's a bully about weight and she needs to stop. She's fucking lucky you didn't make her eat it, frankly. Your dad needs to step the fuck up and shut this bollocks down. Absolutely not the asshole. Not the asshole for her next birthday buy her an XXXL dress and tell her 90% of people who lose weight gain it back and you wanted to give her something to wear for when she's too fat to fit into her clothes. Not the asshole. Can you stop being around this lady? She sounds vile. I'm going to give you my unequivocal opinion here. That lady can go get bent. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for telling a girl that her butthole is showing at CrossFit? Because of Schmashmona fixes, we have finally been able to reconvene with restrictions. Long story short, because of the gym setup and how CrossFit works, you are basically in a long line for some of the workouts. I was behind a girl, Pam, for this particular one which involved bending over a lot for weights. Because of this, at the bottom of the move, her leggings were like 95% see-through and everything was visible. I approached Pam discreetly after class to politely let her know. Upon telling her, she immediately got cold and huffy as if it were my fault. I get that it's embarrassing, but it's better to know than to not it's her asshole on display at class. I didn't think anything of it until the next class, after which the coach, Jeff, asked to talk to me after class. He told me that, another patron, had said that I made sexually explicit comments to her and that he had to confront the issue. He asked if I could possibly switch to another class time because this person was now uncomfortable. I said no because, 1, I can't and 2, I don't want to. I then said that I was uncomfortable because the other student was exposing her genitals in class. He said he would look into it with the gym owners and let me know what the next step is. Am I the asshole? Edit. Quick clarification, the title, Telling a Girl Her Butthole is Showing, was not meant to be taken literally and I can see a lot of questions, judgments based on that already. Sorry, that's my bad. What I specifically said was talk to her after class alone, there's a cool down area, put on my best gay voice, and tell her, hey, just to let you know, those pants are see-through during certain moves. Sorry if this is awkward but I thought it was better than you know than not. Edit 2. Holy moly, this took off. The consensus for the most part was that I am not the asshole, but I wanted to address some of the common questions. 1. Am I gay? Yes. 2. Why did I wait so long to tell her? So the CrossFit workout was a continuous set that lasted anywhere from 10–20 minutes with us all lined up. There would be absolutely no way to stop my workout, stop her workout, and discreetly telling her what was up without bringing the entire class attention to the situation, even if not specifically to her anus. 3. Am I being literal? Yes, you can see her literal butthole through the stretched out spandex, whatever leggings are. I think those were the top 3. I will try to go through the post now and respond to questions. IDK why the numbers are doing that. Edit 3. Okay, I gotta add another one since it keeps coming as well. If you can't fix it in 5 minutes, don't say anything, is 1, a loose guideline and 2, not really applicable here. You know what she can change in the next 5 minutes? Her mindset. She cannot bend over at the store or the bank if it is an honest mistake. She can either never wear those pants commando again or just use them for lounging. Edit 4. Okay, last one I think. This just seems easier to address the common ones. There are quite a few, never comment on a woman's body for any reason if you are a man, type comments. Like it's nice to see a lot of those downvoted to oblivion but WTF? Keep your assholes covered in public then you weird woman infantizers. Edit 5. So a commenter just linked me, this. Which is wild because then in that post there is a link to, this. So apparently this is a maybe not common but not unheard of thing. It's buttholeception. Not the asshole in my opinion. But it does depend on what, exactly, you said to her. Not the asshole but next time bring these issues to the coach so that they can confront the individual. Not the asshole for trying to help. I would have gotten another female to make the comment to her though. Not the asshole. I would want to know if I was in her position. This is assuming you were polite, respectful when you told her. It's ridiculous the gym is asking you to switch classes, instead of the person who wore see-through clothing to the gym. Not the asshole you embarrassed her and she's taking that out on you. But this is exactly why my friend who exercises without underwear always makes sure I'm the one behind her at CrossFit. Not the asshole. But this. You told Jeff she'd inadvertently showed you her butthole, and he said he'd look into it. Dude, did you actually tell her that her butthole was showing skull? Not the asshole. You were just telling her that her leggings were more see-through than she may have realized. Am I the asshole for not giving away the money my grandfather left for me to my cousin? My grandfather was a great man, and someone I still look up to, even after he passed away. He was one of the nicest and more gentle persons I've known through my life. Throughout my childhood and adolescence I had a very close relationship with him. Growing up I would rather spend time with him than in my own house. Due to that I developed quite a deep connection with him. He was a doctor and I was constantly exposed to his work as he would often tell, softened up, stories about his daily routine and how he wanted to help out the sick. Honestly, that close contact with him left quite a mark on me, and at an early age I decided that I also wanted to be a doctor. I would constantly tell him about that, and in my teen years he would constantly help me out with my studies so I could achieve that. Sadly, before I could even get into college my grandfather passed away. I was devastated and it went through a lot after his passing. I mentioned my grandfather was a great man and he valued education a lot. Before his passing, he wrote a will, I'm not sure if this is the exact term, leaving a lot of money to his grandkids. I have a few cousins. Enough to pay for college tuitions, and some more. I didn't really care about money, rather, I would prefer to have my grandpa with me. But that's not possible. He, however, always believed in me, and left me enough for me to pay for my education, all the way to medical school. It still brings tears to my eyes that he thought so far ahead. Well, I decided that would do my best to become the person he knew I could be. I studied as much as I could and got into an amazing college. Now, I'm one semester away from graduation, top of my class. Medical school's applications are already close and I'm starting to prepare myself, as it isn't as simple as that. Regardless, yesterday my aunt came to visit me and my parents. I'm currently with them due to college being temporarily online. She came and talked with us about a lot of things. Her daughter, my cousin, is a good person but she hasn't found out what she wants to do yet. She jumped colleges more times than I can remember, and that costs money. She came to us, to ask us if we could give her daughter part of what my grandpa left me. She says that since I'm already graduating from college, I don't need it as much as her daughter. Now, I do feel sorry for her, but giving away this money means I won't be able to attend medical school. Student loans aren't a thing in my country, at least not ones that can cover med school, and my parents can't afford it themselves. I explained to her that I couldn't do that and the reason for it. However, this didn't sit well with my aunt at all. She got upset and started to argue that I was being an egoistical asshole. Things did escalate and she left. My parents told me it was my choice. But I'm feeling like an awful person. So, Reddit, am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Your cousin had a certain amount of money and made bad decisions about her education. You shouldn't have to pay for it. And you definitely shouldn't have to sacrifice your dreams to pay for it. I've gotten the impression that your family and possibly your culture really values family taking care of family. Look at it this way. 1. Your aunt doesn't care at all about you, as her family. Or she wouldn't be asking you to sacrifice your future. 2. Your life path deeply honors your grandfather's values and how he chose to distribute his money. Your aunt is disrespecting your grandfather's legacy by asking you to give up your inheritance and career. 3. You would actually be hurting your cousin by giving her money. She needs to learn that actions have consequences. Not the asshole. Your cousin already went through the money left for her. It's not fair for you to jeopardize your future due to her poor choices. Not the asshole. Her daughter's inability to settle on a major or specific course of study is not your problem. You should not give up your dream of med school for this cousin. Your aunt can either figure out a way to help your cousin or your cousin can get a job and go to school like many people do. NTA, your grandpa believes in you and loves you. He wanted you to have the money to get into medical school. Your cousin should not be rewarded for her behavior and your aunt doesn't care. I say keep the money and achieve the dream you have worked so hard for. Not the asshole. And your aunt sounds entitled AF. Your cousin had the money for school. She blew it. Maybe that was her fault. Maybe there were circumstances. Doesn't matter. Your grandfather left you the money so you could go to medical school. Go to medical school. So sorry for your loss. Your grandpa indeed seemed to be a good man. As for your aunt saying you don't need all that money, what's up with that? That money was left for you in your studies and there can be, and are, a lot of unforeseen stuff you gotta pay for as a student. That your cousin hasn't figured out what to become yet is a shame and I know how that feels. However, that they keep dropping out of college and racking up the bills isn't your problem. You're not the asshole. Your aunt is though. Keep it to yourself and honor your grandpa by acing that application, entrance exam. Best of luck in medical school. Not the asshole, it's your money that your grandfather left you. Your aunt and cousin are not entitled to it. Edit. If you haven't already, consider pursuing legal action in case they try to contest the will or something. NTA. Your grandfather left you the money, presumably knowing of your wish to attend med school. Your aunt is a slight asshole for calling you what she did, but in the end, presumably her priorities are with her daughter. Am I the asshole for telling my fiancé it's his fault we can't find a house to buy? So my fiancé and I are looking to buy a home. We have a small farm, so we are looking for a home with a couple acres on it. We got approved for a good loan. However, most places in our price range that have land are older homes that need a little TLC. Most of them it is nothing major, that paint can't fix or a little trip to a hardware store. However, my fiancé is being super picky about this. We found a great house with a ton of land, the bedrooms we wanted, and right down the road where we live now, which we love our area, so it was great all around. However, my fiancé said he didn't like the color the house. Literally the color the house was. So I kept looking. However, a few days later he finally agreed to the other house, but it had already sold. It has been like that the past few houses have found. He finds one little thing he doesn't like about it, says no, a few days later changes his mind, but it's already sold. He keeps complaining that we cannot find anything. I finally just told him he's the reason we can't find anything because he's being way too picky, and by the time he finally agrees, the house is off the market. He called me an asshole for saying it's entirely his fault we're having so much trouble. I feel bad I hurt his feelings, but I was just being honest. Am I the asshole here? Not the asshole. Your finance gets cold feet every time he has to decide to commit. Simple commitment issue, I believe. But maybe that's just unintentional. I wouldn't directly assume he has issues with committing to a house, and you. But very likely feels like this subconsciously. I'd talk to him about this and why he, even if non-intentional, tries to not find a house. Because at this point it really doesn't seem like there are any actual issues, just things he tries to make into ones. Not the asshole, the color of a house can be changed. It just sounds like he's stalling. You were fine to point it out. Info: how is he at making regular decisions? Not the asshole, but I'd ask him to reflect on what's making him hesitate. Sounds like he's anxious for some reason and maybe sabotaging unconsciously. NTA. The color of the house is something you can easily change down the road. Superficial things are not a reason to say no to a house. Next time tell him that whatever small thing he doesn't like about the house can be changed with paint and a little bit of work. Not the asshole. Is there a bigger reason for why he is saying no to these houses other than simple reasons like color? Maybe he doesn't really want to move? Does he not understand how quickly houses are selling? No assholes here, but you need to have a serious conversation with him. To me this seems like he doesn't want to move and is finding any way to stall. There are a multitude of reasons, but you both need to flush them out. Does he not want as big of a farm, acreage? Does he even want a farm and the work that is required, like painting a house? Is this first-time home buying reluctance? Is he feeling the weight of a large mortgage? No assholes here. How sure are you that he is ready to buy a house? I am sure he knows that paint can be redone and minor cosmetic changes can be made. I don't know the guy, but to me it points to not being ready to buy, being too anxious to commit and wanting to find a reason not to. And #X200B. You need to set up a judgment-free real conversation about this and get to the root of the problem. If it really is about not wanting to do the work, both of you set aside a few $1,000s for any minor updates the houses would need and have them done. Do them before you move in. Reluctant buyers are not getting houses in this market. I finally just told him he's the reason we can't find anything because he's being way too picky, and by the time he finally agrees, the house is off the market. Or has risen 10% since last week. Buyer's remorse before the sale. Good luck.